Today we are talking about order of operations. Order of operations is what makes it possible to obtain the same answer when doing any arithmetic operation. It's kind of what makes math or arithmetic well ordered. There's actually a definition of being well ordered, and that makes it well ordered so that we always get the same answer. In order to do your arithmetic operations, you need to do parentheses or absolute value, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. You'll probably have heard this as PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's an acronym that quite a few people use. All operations should be done from left to right unless the operation is commutative. Division is not commutative. If you see those weird things on social media about people getting all kinds of different answers, a lot of times it's because the division, they're not doing the division in left to right order. They're doing the multiplication first and then the division. So make sure if it's multiplication and division together, do it from left to right. So let's do some evaluation. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I'll just write that up here. So we want to do parentheses and exponents. None of these have parentheses or exponents, so we don't have to worry about those. Then multiplication and division. So we want to do the multiplication and division first, and then the addition and subtraction. So this one we have to do 35 minus, now we do the addition or the multiplication first, so 20. So 35 minus 20 is 15. Multiplication and division first, so 25 divided by 5 is 5, plus 8, plus 2 times 9 is 18. So then we can add everything up. So we have 5 plus 8 is 13, plus 18, so that is 31. Multiplication and division first, so we have 21 plus 7 plus 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now we can do all our addition. So that's 28 plus 4, which is 32. Don't skip steps on these because you're going to end up making mistakes. It's better to have more steps than less. Again, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So the first thing we have to do is parentheses, what's in the parentheses. So we have, this one has a big set of parentheses and a little set of parentheses. So we have to do the inside parentheses first, then do what's in there, and then keep going. So we want to do 6, and then 51 minus 7 times 3 is 4 squared. Now we can do our exponents, so that's 6, 51 minus 16. So 6 times 51 minus 16 is 35. And then 6 times 35. So that would be 210. Again, we're going to do our parentheses first. So we're going to do this first. We're going to write everything else out. 79 minus 14. 6 minus 4 is 2 squared plus 2 cubed. Now we can do our exponents. So that's 79 minus 14 times 4 plus 8. Now we can do our multiplication. So that's 79 plus, or sorry, that's a minus sign, isn't it? Minus 56 plus 8. So 79 minus 56 would be 23 plus 8 is 31. Same thing happens with fractions. We know how to work with fractions. Just because it's a fraction doesn't mean it's not doable. So the first thing we want to do is do the multiplication. So those you can even do off to the side. So 1/2 times 5/6 is 5/12. So we have 3/4 minus 5/12. Now we need to multiply this fraction by 3/3 to get our common denominator. So we have 9/12 minus 5/12 is 4/12. Don't forget to simplify your fraction if it's possible. This is just adding our negative numbers. So again, we're going to do division first. So we have -12 plus -9 divided by 3 is -3. So -12 plus a -3 is -15. Parentheses first. So we're going to have -4 cubed over -2 minus 2 minus 3 is -1 squared. Now we're going to do our exponents. -4 cubed is 64 over -2 minus -1 squared is +1. Now we're going to do our multiplication and division. 64 divided by -2, we have the negative in front of the fraction, and then 64 divided by -2 is -32 minus 1. So this is saying the opposite of -32, so that's 32 minus 1 is 31. Parentheses first. So we're going to do 3 times -1 is -3 squared minus 4 minus 1 cubed. Now we do our exponents. So -3 squared is +9 because that's in parentheses. Minus 4 minus 1 cubed is 1. And this is 1 cubed, not -1 cubed. It's minus +1 cubed. So then we have 9 minus 4 minus 1. So that's 5 minus 1 is 4. Now we have absolute value. Notice, these two are the same, except for the first one has absolute value on the outside also. This one does not. Absolute value we're going to treat like parentheses. We're going to do what's in the absolute value first. Not only that, if there's an absolute value in absolute values, we're going to do those first. So let's start down here because it's just the absolute values. It's not the outside absolute values. So the absolute value of 13 is 13 minus the absolute value. We have to do what's in here first. 20 minus 4 is 16. Now we can take the absolute value, so that's 13 minus 16, which would be -3. This is going to be the same thing, only we're going to start with the absolute values on the outside. So we have the big absolute value, and then the absolute value of 13 is 13 minus the absolute value of 16 because of the 20 minus 4, and then the big absolute value on the outside. So that's the absolute value of 13 minus 16 because the absolute value of 16 is 16. And there's still the big absolute values on the outside. So that becomes the absolute value of negative 3, which is positive 3. Remember, the output of an absolute value is always positive because absolute value is distance from 0. But this one had absolute values around the whole thing. This one did not. That's why this is positive 3 and that one's negative 3. That's it for today.